flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
Flag on the play.
Hold up.
That's a flag on the play.
Tonight, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Bit of a sloppy track here at Soldier Field. Still getting some of the wraparound rain bands of a low-pressure system that's hovered over Chicago the last couple of days. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears. That'll be taken about a yard deep. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Bears. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4 quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership. That's what he's trying to accomplish.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Intercepted by the 49ers. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
After the interception, here's Rosen. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Play action here with Rosen. He'll buy some time right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing the ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Fred Warner in on
there to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
To throw on second down, Boyle. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Boyle into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side.
Boyle's pass.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 5 catches, 57 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Boyle. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Javon Kinlaw. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. Rosen off the play action. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Niners have taken the early lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game.
Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Very short kick taken right at the 20. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Toss left to Montgomery. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Number 32.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Under pressure, and down he goes.
The quarterback sacked.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start on the ground with Mostert, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 104 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they're going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
Complete to Darren.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Roquan Smith in on the tackle. A gain of a yard. First down, 49ers.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 6-0 our score after one.
With the score, Niners 6. Bears nothing.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Number 34.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
He's brought down back at the 40-yard line.
For Rosen. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
San Francisco.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Open man is Bourne. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Complete to Kendrick Bourne. It's a pickup of 6.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
At the 17-yard line.
Here's a toss play right to Mostert. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Taken down at the...
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And, Charles, when you catch that toss going right or left, really, but right in this instance, do you go straight for the pylon? Is that where you're going?
Well, typically you want to try and maneuver people a little bit so you have some space to get to the pylon. So I want to make sure I try and move them a little bit to the inside, and in this case to the left, so I can get to the right side and get to that pylon and wink at it as I go by.
Robbie Gould to kick off for...
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
4-yard line.
Back to throw. Boyle gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. Give him 7 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run Montgomery. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the
You don't see that a ton, do you, with a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle?
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Boyle firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today. And look at this. It's a fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19.
The fake punt pass intercepted by the 49ers.
And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you plan to back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Akeem Hicks. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. Got the connection here to Bourne. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen.
Good, strong throwing.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
can't wait to see how it alters.
And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Mostert, toss left side. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Here's Rosen to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. To throw is Rosen, and he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
Robbie Gould lining up for the point.
The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
A final shot before break. Boyle, he's going to float this over the middle deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So we read. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So here are the Niners to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. He's going to float this one deep right side. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the 3rd quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, you know, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. when to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run, when to get rid of the football and not take the sack, when to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
Now third down.
56. Mike, 56. Right there.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On 1st down, Boyle, and he completes it to Cohen. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted, a loss of a full 6 yards. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now left side on the swing pass, and he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
To throw on 3rd down, Boyle. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Rosen's pass.
And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
A pickup on the play of 54 yards. 1st down.
On play action, Rosen. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
Complete.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's Mostert. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Mostert, the ball carrier.
2nd and goal from the 1.
A gain of 3. Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll run with Mostert. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so. But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Right there, 56.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Boyle, that's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man and try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And San Francisco gets set to go here. The last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
San Francisco.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On 2nd down, Mostert. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert, 36 yards. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. So he missed his first 2, but this time it's good, and that'll extend the lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
1st and 10. At their own 20.
The Chicago offense set to get started. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than 1 tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
To throw on 2nd down. Boyle. Middle of the field, it's Robinson.
Boyle's pass.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
They'll find Everett there, complete. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
With the score, Niners 35, Bears nothing.
56, the mark, boys, 56. Check 56. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On 1st and 10, Boyle. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
And that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Boyle. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. DeForest Buckner able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. The Bears on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Boyle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. Fielded just inside the 20. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 31 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mostert. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the 49ers continue to roll.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. 5 plays there on that drive. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off.
Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. David Montgomery, the target out of the backfield. And now it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56. Hey, let's get that home.
To throw again. Boyle out left, he's got it to Everett. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
56, check 56.
Looking to throw. Boyle. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. The throw over the middle, taken in. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
56 is the mic. Let's go, team. Gonna be a running down offense.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And Robinson with a big catch. And he will have the Bears first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense. That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Rosen will throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And he's got this down to the 35. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
First down, San Francisco.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
And Rosen's actually going to throw it here. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Let's get off the field.
Now it's Rosen. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And that one is incomplete, and now we're inside of 10 seconds. Just 9 remain. On 2nd and goal, Rosen, and down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Akeem Hicks in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game.
And goal.
So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for San Francisco, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for